Hey guys, it's Jesse here,
And Matt.
and we're bringing you another list doctor. I believe this is our 5th list doctor now. We're
6.
oh my god, they're all running together. There's so many of them. So today I am playing a Tau list that was sent in from Ashley Tibbetts from Australia, where apparently they still play 40k even though everything could kill you there.
Mm-hmm. And the SMS fires backwards. We figured that one out.
Oh yeah.
It circles the wrong way around the toilet bowl. So it's a very interesting list that Ashley sent in, and looking at that. So what did he talk about? What he plays? He pretty much said that they play like unlimited. Or they play the rules, and it's a 2,000 point list. They play with double, so they allow double force org. He said he plays pretty much a little bit of everything. So we tried to build a list to go against him that was kind of in that mindset of we're playing double force org. So we ran Necrons. 4 Catacomb command barges, 4 night sites with dudes in it. It's an incredibly simple list, incredibly cheesy, but that's kind of what you play against, I guess, if you allow double force org.
So I went ahead, I won the dice roll to go first and deploy first, and we were playing a rulebook mission. We were playing kill points. Mm-hmm. And I went ahead and just went with a very standard deployment. I put the commander that is from the Tau Fire, or from Commander Farsight with plasma guns. I put him in with his 2 marker drones and the 4-man marker drone unit, hid them behind the hill. The one broadside with velocity tracker, I also hid behind the hill. I positioned the hammerhead behind the hill, and then both riptides out front. Basically, my goal was if I get to shoot first, I can move a little bit to get sight to you. If I don't shoot first, I'm not in a horrible position and I can't easily redeploy and kind of figure it out. Mm-hmm. So I ended up going first. You did not seize on me. So I started off real strong by failing my Nova charges.
You failed one of them.
Yeah, but still, I failed it and then found my feel no pain. So I started off good and strong. My other one successfully Nova charged. In this aspect, I had the opportunity to get first blood. Now, I have a really good tool for getting first blood. I have a long strike hammerhead with strength 10 AP1. So that basically means you have to pass a 3-up invulnerable save if I get some marker light hits on you, or you're dead.
Yeah, and I tried to hide my Warlord as much as possible there, but it was no dice. The Warlord being the gray one there, which obviously the one he's going to go after. And that's pretty much what happens. You dump a bunch of marker lights on, you fire in, and I make my 3-up invuln.
Yeah, and then, it basically comes down to, it's what I expect the matchup to be early on until both of us get our reserves in. It's going to kind of be a cat and mouse game. So I do a couple pot shots. You have to, cross the board with your Catacomb command barges. Since I'm going first, I do get the opportunity to get my reserves in first. I think that was my big thing. I was like, okay, I need my reserves because I have to down some of these barges.
I think it's also
before night sights come in.
See, for me, the bigger thing with going first versus second is it just one less turn that I get. It's just one more turn of shooting you get before I charge you. Because it was Dawn of War deployment, I'm charging you on turn 2. On my turn 2. No matter where you go with Dawn of War. So that's all it means, is instead of me not charging you until... it just means you get a second round of shooting, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which was huge, because second round of shooting, your turn 2 shooting was big.
Yeah, I mean, if this was an objective-based game, I might have thought about going second because you have all those night sights.
Yeah, and I just drop guys down.
Exactly, but it's not. I mean, these guys, these Catacomb command barges, they're real scary. I'm not a close combat-based army. The mini Farsight bomb that's being run, the 3-man crisis suit unit with gun drones, is about as close as I get to close combat because I have Farsight in it. Yeah. Now, I made a huge mistake here with my unit. I don't scatter. I place them clearly in the back armor of your Warlord, but I thought your back armors were larger, and I didn't take the time to stop, think, first of all, ask you, or second of all, simply measure it like the rulebook says.
Yeah.
So because I didn't do that, that was a huge mistake on my part. It kind of left me in side armor of 3 out of 4 Catacomb command barges, when frankly, a little bit of smart play, the fact that I don't mishap, I could have easily gone like 4 inches off to the left there and been in rear armor of 2 Catacomb command barges, one of them being your Warlord. Could have gone 4 inches to the right, been in rear armor of 2 Catacomb command barges, one of them being your Warlord.
Yeah.
So but I got greedy. I was playing fast, and I didn't think to ask, and that is a huge thing, guys. If you're playing, and you have a unit like this, make sure you pre-measure, make sure you figure it out. I mean, it's the best tool that the game has right now.
I did one of my big mistake for the game here. That Warlord I pushed him up the hill a little bit too much, which gave too good of a shot for long strike. I should have kept him behind the hill. That hill's really tall. It's 2 tiers.
Yeah, if you would have stayed
I easily could have stayed in the bottom level and would have protected him, as you can see the height of it there.
Yeah.
You caused a couple wounds here. More importantly, long strike got my Warlord. Definitely was big. So that's First Blood and Warlord both coming out to you there.
Yeah, it really helped that you did not pass your 4+ stand back up. I was kind of worried about that. I mean, at which point, okay, it stands back up with 1 whole point, 1 wound, but it's standing back up. It's a whole nother unit that I have to deal with.
So now I'm looking at just trying to clean up a little bit. I want to make sure, obviously, it's rulebook mission. Line breaker is going to matter. I have guys I want to bring in eventually. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to go for marker drones because the ignore cover on the marker drones has been a problem for me at this point. I'm trying to go for picking off some random guys. It's a kill point mission. Get those random kill points that can hide later and just deal with them now. Get them off the table when I can.
Yeah, I mean, you have the single man crisis suit. I jumped them forward there in the hopes that you would do what you were doing, and it would basically break off and put one Night Scythe into a not wonderful position, and I wouldn't have the full brunt of them on my whole thing.
My Scarabs came in. I forgot.
Yeah, my Melta suit though. My Melta suits I probably shouldn't have placed there. Looking back at it and looking at the table now, I probably should have used their run and jump to get, or their jump rather, instead of going back that way to get them into that centerpiece of terrain that's off to the left there and behind that line of sight blocking hill. Or wall, rather.
So now I'm setting up for some charges, too. Obviously, the Cat Command Bards get the nice sweep attacks. Long Strike has to die. Period. End of statement. Yep. Long Strike has to die. I'm setting up here for a double charge, and you kind of left Farsight a little bit out in front. And the whole thing is with Mind Shackle is on my turn. I can choose the order things happening. So I choose for Mind Shackle to go first. So because Farsight's the only, I could charge in such a way that Farsight would be the only guy in base contact with both Mind Shackles. Means Farsight is taking both Mind Shackles, which was big. You did wind up failing. You still were in a challenge though, but it just means you didn't get to have all those attacks.
Yeah, I ended up. I believe I ended up failing the Mind Shackle, and I took a wound. But I passed my saves on my shield generator. Yeah. So I was still in a decent spot. I hit and run out. Yep. I failed to do anything to you. But right now I'm kind of stuck setting up for a second wave here. I'm going to go in for the assault because my plasma can't hurt you, because you could just be a jerk and choose to have it go on your tank.
But it's also, assaulting's good because you can do damage to me, and it also lets you dictate. It doesn't let me get my impact hits. It doesn't let me get my sweep attack. And it lets you dictate who's taking the Mind Shackle Scarabs for the most part. Like, you can crowd a bunch of models in on my base. So you're taking on I think you wind up failing on a drone.
Yeah, and that's what I do. I basically put all the suits and drones up front, Farsight and the buff commander right behind, and go, okay, I'm most likely going to fail this Mind Shackle, but I still have Farsight to attack. The Riptide charges in.
I wind up losing 2 there. You have the Riptide Charge on top.
Again, I chose to smash that, and it ended up working out in my favor.
Again, I can't pass a 4-up, get back up. So now I am over 3 on my 4-up, get back up. So you've got a Riptide charged in up on top there. Now my Night Sights are kind of in that mindset of, okay, we just need to get somewhere and clean some stuff up.
No, luckily I was able to force 2 of them to jank. One with the Velocity Tracker Heavy Rail Cannon, and one with the plasma guns with marker light support.
I mean, the big thing is, you gotta remember, it's kill points, but in theory, I only have 6 easy kill points in the 4 Catacomb Man Barges and 2 Scarab units, because the other 8 kill points are all flying around in the air. So, and you only have 1 thing with Skyfire, so they're not the easiest kill points to snag. So I'm looking at just kind of playing to the mission. Always play to the mission. Well, you always hear us say that all the time. I know that I have 8 kill points that I can, I have 6 that I actually have to worry about, so my goal is to get 7 kill points from you.
And sometimes terrain can be in your favor. I actually, in the upper right-hand corner there behind the hill is a 6-man Fire Warrior squad that came in that Matt didn't realize was there until I shot with him later in the game.
Yep. And my Scarabs coming in.
It was a complete like oopsie. But sometimes, guys, you can bring in reserves. You can hide them well enough. I mean, that hill was big enough that a night sight's would have to be on top of it to shoot at him, and if the night sight's going after them, he's not doing what he's doing here and bringing all 4 night sights to bear on my army.
And you know what was kind of interesting with this? The Scarabs were surprisingly good in this list. Haven't really messed around with them too much. You think of them more for eating armor, but there's still a lot of base attacks. They fight crisis suits really well because you're the only other unit with as shitty weapon skills I have.
Yep, exactly. So I end up losing the Riptide. Now what I do
here never passed his mind shackles.
Well, yeah, but I'm down to 1 wound, and what I do is I go for a ballsy Nova charge for a reason. So I want to be able to shoot at you. I'm out of combat with all your other ones. I want to be able to shoot at you. So I go for a Nova charge. Frankly, I hope I fail at this point because you also do not get to consolidate until the assault phase. So you're just kind of sitting there hanging out in the wind. And my goal is, I have shooting, I have a rail cannon and all that. I'm hoping to just put some wounds on you now. I have all the Fire Warriors. I had an 11-man Fire Warrior squad plus the Fire Warrior Cadre dude, the Cadre Fireblade, I believe his name is. Yeah, Cadre Fireblade come in. So I'm basically sitting there going, okay, I have a bunch of Strength 5 shooting. I can kind of do something. I did cause a pen there, so you were only armor 11, so it was risky no matter what you put it on. Whereas my main unit is just kind of cleaning up scarabs so I don't get locked in combat with them.
Well, and this is where things kind of get a little. These guys are all flying off table. We just kind of left them on top there, so don't think that'd be really sweet. They're like Tokyo drifting into that spot.
You mean the greatest of all Fast and Furious?
Yeah. So we have a real interesting thing. So of course, like you were talking about putting some wounds in. So I'm trying to get in position, trying to deal with these Fire Warriors. You actually wind up, and you're not going to see her. I move up real close. I get my little sweep attacks, get ready to make my charge, and I actually die in Overwatch. I had 2 wounds left. You caused 2 wounds, and I die in Overwatch. Fantastic. But so looking at some other options, because obviously I'm down, like you said, I'm down to armor 11. So I wound up taking the wounds against the armor save.
Yeah.
Because I was worried that if you just roll 2 6s, I get no jink. I get my jink, but so I probably should have taken them against him, but who knows? I think we did the math. And it was like 50-50. So yeah, I lose my Cat Command Barge. Surprise, surprise, he doesn't get back up. So I'm over 4 on get back ups. Now I'm just trying to, I'm hiding scarabs on the other side of the wall. On the other side of that wall to the right, after they ran, you're going to kind of pop up over the side.
And surprise!
So now we're just trying to play catch up. So we actually wound up having a huge, I think right now you're still winning on kill points.
Yes.
And you have First Blood, and you have Warlord, and you'll have Line Breaker easily enough. So I'm in a bad spot. I need some sort of a miracle to bail me out. Convenient enough that might happen. So here you go. You got your guys. Oh no, this is where I died. So I did get a charge in last turn. I killed the single broadside guy.
But I caused the wound to you. That was the important thing.
Yeah, and now I died.
So you have 1 whole point
and 1 wound
and one wound left.
Yes, and here's no. I have 1 whole point left and 2 wounds left.
Okay, 1 whole point.
2. Yeah. That's the reason that I take the Overwatch on the dude because I was worried I only had 1 whole point, but I had 2 wounds, and I am armor 11, like we said, because I got penned earlier by the Riptide. So I am armor 11. So yeah, die in Overwatch here. Fantastic. Oh no. I guess I died in just shooting.
Shooting. I managed to squeak a couple whole points on a flyer. I believe I take out its main gun. Mm-hmm. And basically your flyers are coming back on. I mean, I have the ability to down a flyer a turn, as long as it's close to my Farsight unit, because the Farsight unit does have a ton of Twin Link Plasma and gun drones. So I have 6 gun drones in there. So it's 12 strength 5 shots that are twin linked. I have 3 plasmas plus Farsight, so I have 3 double plasma. Excuse me. So that's what 4 shots a model. 4 times 3 is 12, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You gotta make sure.
Yeah, you're like that. That's the math we're worrying about.
Plus 2 is 14. So I have 14 plasma gunshots. I have a lot of shooting that can get in there. I'm not very good at math, by the way, Matt. You know this. That's why I keep you around. And when you're not around, I fill the void with Trevor Rowe. So I have the ability of killing the flyers, but I don't have the ability of killing the flyers well. One of the big things that I'm going to talk about in the particular list doctor itself. We'll be going over that. It's a big thing. I have very little target lock.
So here's kind of the risk reward factor that comes up a little bit here. I dump guys out in the attempts to get this extra guarantee, get this kill point. The only concern is now I'm getting a kill point, but now one of my hard to get 8 kill points we talked about is now on the table, and now it becomes much easier to get kill point. So I get a kill point there. Now your Riptide comes to play. My hope is that honestly they're going to get that kill and then they're going to run right and go help out that Fire Warrior battle going on over there. That's their goal. So here's where the game kind of makes a turn. So you break off Farsight to keep Linebreaker and hide him, because that white buff commander the buff commander right above the white one that's one of your other commanders is down to 1 wound. So you do the smart thing. You want to get him into keep him protected. So you jump that whole unit in with him, keep him protected, give him a shell so he doesn't have to worry about taking wounds. You break Farsight off. So now we've gotten closer in kill points. I just picked up 2 kill points this turn. I think I'm down by 1. And now you've still got your Riptide. I've got Warriors up there on the top. Really didn't do anything to those Fire Warriors, but we're going in. So you shoot into me, you cause me to break. You kill 2 of the Warriors off in the middle. And here's where the game really kind of turns. I'm able to make some moves. Pretty much what happens is, because remember, both the Night Sights on the left have guys in them. The one that flew off doesn't, and the one in the middle does not. So this one's able to come over here and lend support. So the big thing what's happened is the 2 Night Sights on the left drop off all their guys. I dump a bunch of shots on the Farsight, wind up getting the kill, gets my last kill point, denies you Linebreaker, gets me Warlord. It's a 3 kill point swing, and the game winds up ending on 5. Kind of went perfectly to what I needed. You guys see a score up here. I'm going to wind up taking it 8-7 in the final clutches. So guys, remember, if you want to see the list doctor, obviously the tile list was the one we doctored up. Check out the podcast, 11th Company Podcast, tang2.com. Also, check out the rest of our YouTube videos, everything else, obviously. And follow 11th Company on Facebook, facebook.com/11th Company Podcast. Check it out, guys.
Say it.
Also, Jesse and I are on a new podcast, Allies and Convenience, with some of the British guys, some of the Team Welsh guys. Check it out, facebook.com/AOC Podcast.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and we've been talking about the different metas. So go ahead and check that out. Watch 11th Company. Click the subscribe. Later, guys.